Now, Ferja, incredibly fair commander. And then there's Approach of the Second Sun. Certainly doubt you have any way to draw 7 in one turn in this deck. I mean, these are all overwhelmingly fair Reanimator cards. Animate Dead's probably the best one. So what are we cheating out? Archon of Cruelty, Artisan of Kozilek. That's a good double. That's a good 1-2 punch.
That's such a gross way to win. I'm imagining you looking at like a 5-year-old holding their 2 favorite toys in the whole world and telling them pick one. Oh, hey, look. It's our entire commander for 3 mana less. Hey, look, it's the whole deck, but cheaper. In a self-mill deck, I think this is an interesting pickup. This is the type of pickups that I like to see in a commander deck. I refuse to believe that we need ramp so badly that we took victory chimes, because it looks like the one defining theme of everything that I see in this end the game stuff is f*** you, sacrifice a creature. Carmen, Cruel Sky Marcher. This needs to go into the deck yesterday, because our whole win con is making people sacrifice permanents. And honestly, with the win cons that have been selected here, this might be a better commander for the deck, but it would probably mandate a more expensive deck. So this guy costs a small amount, and it lets us reuse our cantrips. So I do feel like this is a good recent pickup where you can get them for $1. We got to get rid of the fucking victory chimes though. We cannot keep Cowbell in the deck unless you built this deck around using the Cowbell. Even if you built this deck around using Cowbell, this is not the Cowbell you want to use. Put Evolved Sleeper in yesterday, put Karavec in, put War Room in, think about your life choices, and then probably, please God, flex your budget for Carmen. Boribori Gamos Enraged is 7 mana in Gruul, but when you deal combat damage, you get to check top 3, put all lands to hand, and mill the rest. And then you can discard a land to shoot for 3. If you have more than 38 lands, you're on Xanax, and here we have a dealer with intent to distribute. 94 and barely any non-basics. That's really good. Yeah, you can choose to get Bloodbraid Elf. Wait, what the fuck do you... They're cascading just for Snake Umbra. Oh, that's a trauma response. Half of the playable cards in their deck are meant to fetch protection for this son of a commander. Honestly, the fact that this is paradoxically strong for your playgroup is the biggest own of your playgroup I can imagine. Oh shit, draw and dim. Oh my god, you made Niv Mizzet with abs. Storm Cauldron would be the funniest fucking card you could put in this deck. God, it sounds so lovely to see this deck get used for the first time against somebody, because I fully missed that. Like, I thought it was just all about totem armor on Snake Umbra. You gotta get Storm Cauldron in this deck though. The debt that all men pay. Well, Troper, I'm proud of you. $80. You've moved out of the Arby's dumpster, and we're now crawling behind the Arby's fryer for cards. So we're making spirits, right? With whenever a clue you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, make a spirit. Triggers once each turn, so we're doing it every turn. We have a ton of instant speed sacrifice. I like this. We have card draw off the things coming in. The best thing that could happen for this deck is that you make 3 clues a turn, and then you sack 1 clue on each of your opponent's turn, and come back to your turn with 3 1/1 spirits, no clues. For Cranial Plating to succeed, your commander needs to be going off, but also not going off. And that's the thing we want to avoid. Like, we can have cards like Cranial Plating where it's meant to be like, I need a thing that's going to be effective even if my commander is not being effective. But we don't want as much like, for this to work, my deck needs to be doing the thing, and then I'm just going to do a fucking totally different thing. Like, you've walked into the Wendy's kitchen and tried to start making a blizzard, and we need to stay focused on these double stacks. Oh yeah, this would be really good. This would be awesome, and it's cheap as hell, so it fits right in behind the Arby's fryer. Oherthok would be perfect for this to proxy, because we don't want to make
We don't necessarily need a shitload of clues, but we would love to make a shitload of 1/1s. It does require you to sack a creature, which is tough, but you have 30 creatures. So you're gonna have enough to make this happen. And sacrificing one of your spirits to put a 1/1 counter on all the others would be sick. Herbert West, the deck. I'm gonna Google Herbert West because I don't know who that is. Got it. Reanimator joke. We got there. Okay, so it's Teneb, 6/6 flyer. When it deals combat damage, you get to cast Reanimate but fair. I think far more like low power tables should be playing that have the colors should play Abundance in order to make sure that the game continues to progress. A horrendously bad mana rock, but at least it's not Soul Ring. Alright, what I think happened is you let love into your heart and you need to stop. I don't know who needs to betray you. I don't know if you may want to go text your high school crush real fast and get a re-up on the last time somebody did something horrible to you to sort of get your gumption up for what needs to come next. But what needs to happen is you've taken a commander that has a couple potentially really strong things and said, well, I don't want to be scary, so I'm still going to do all of their really strong things, but do them all at once and all badly. If you want to do like Go Wide and Theft, you could do Altar of the Brood. Dread Summons would be very good. Oh no, no. The furries are not getting me today. I am not f***ing the cat car. This deck is going straight to hell and wants to go there. See that Snarl? She's ready to f*** up your day. Mind over Matter. Oh god, this is a absolutely horrifying stacks piece in the context of... Oh no, sorry, not a stacks piece. That's an infinite. Because you just tap a wizard and draw and then discard to untap the wizard. I thought it was tap only. I thought it was just touch their stuff. It's untouch your stuff and win the game. Literally all of the bullshit I advise against on a daily basis, but because this is high power CEDH, this is very appropriate. Thoracle, yeah, Doug, Thoracle almost certainly exists in here, and honestly it should. Thoracle is both a wizard and a win con. Like the last thing, I swear to God, there is no groaning about Thoracle in a deck that is self-professed. Not that you're groaning right now, but if anybody in chat is groaning mentally, there is no groaning about a deck having Thoracle that is self-professed CEDH, because the last thing you want is a deck like this to not be able to win. We desperately need this deck to be able to actually finish the game. I mean, if this isn't an autism fit in a deck box, I don't know what is, you guys. It's a 5-color hug deck that wants to pretend it's nice before drowning the opponents in cards, because who could possibly get upset at drawing cards? My hand size is good. Jesus God, is Inner Fire a bad card? Spiraling Embers, I will accept if you break max hand size for other people. A playset of Forced Fruition. This is a funny card. If you beat people with this, Bobo deserves to win. The real identity of this patron who has submitted this deck list. Because Doug, you are absolutely correct that this is Nekusar's deck with no Nekusar, and instead it just has the Rainbow Dragon. This is also just one of the worst cards that I have ever seen in my life, even in the context of the deck. Are you like, oh, that would be too good? It would be too playable if we had Xyrus? Meet your 5th, 6th, and 7th copy of Forced Fruition. Meet your second playset of this fucking card, because you play this, self-own, and now it's draw 21 on spellcast. We love casting spells until we fully deck ourselves. That would be like you do that with Jace already out, and then you just win on your next turn. And then yeah, if you want to just be totally fucking evil, you would put into Fairy's Puzzle Box. That would be horrifying. Have a good night, my friends.